does it mean now? Rotate device. Stupid. Okay. What's going on here? Get my chat up. Live chat. Okay. Let's hope that I'm live and I hope people can hear me. Because if they can't hear me, then it's pointless doing my video, isn't it? Doing this on my tablet. So let's see if this is actually working, because if it is, then great. If it's not, then I'll have to start again. I sincerely hope I don't have to start again. Let's see here. If I can hear myself talking. Can you hear myself talking? Okay, good. Great, fantastic. Right, I can hear myself talking. Fantastic. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. So, my review of Azim's performance against Mr. Santos. Before I begin, some interesting information. I don't know if this is true, and I don't know if it's the two brothers. But back in the day, I used to coach two brothers in cricket. They were both very talented. One was a little more talented than the other, but they were still very young. And they looked alike, the brothers. And they were from Slough. And from what I remember, one's brother's name was Adam, the other one was Hasim. So this one might be Hassan, I'm sure, but it's Hasim. It was Hasim and Adam. They were brothers, and they were twins, and they were from Slough. And they were two good cricketers many years ago. So the age they are now would be around the time, they would be about the age they are now, to be honest with you. So it was a long time ago I coached them. So if it's the same two brothers, and you're listening to me, congratulations. It's good to see you doing well in sport, and keep your head on your shoulders. So yeah, if it's not, then fine, fair enough. But anyway, enough of the small talk. I don't get caught up in what Shane McGuigan has to say. I don't get caught up in what Boxer has to say. Ben Shalom. I like Ben Shalom. I've got a lot of time for Ben Shalom, but I don't really have a lot of time for what they have to say in terms of when they're trying to promote a fighter. Shane McGuigan made a statement, said that he's the best fighter he's ever worked with. That's crap. He's worked with Josh Taylor, was undisputed. He's worked with Carl Frampton, and he was a pretty decent champion. He said Adam Azim's the best fighter he's ever worked with. That's absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Not because I don't think Adam Azim's a good fighter. He's a decent fighter. But he hasn't proven the intangibles that Carl Frampton has, or even Josh Taylor had. Josh Taylor and Carl Frampton both had deep amateur backgrounds, well-known amateur pedigree, and as pros, they'd proven themselves. Do you understand? So for McGuigan to make a statement like, "Oh, best fight I've ever trained with," it's about as ludicrous as when Adam Booth was telling people that Josh Kelly was the most talented fighter he'd ever worked with. He had David Hay, who was cruiserweight champion in the world and was heavyweight champion in the world, and he had George Groves as well. So a bit confused. And he had Mike Perez, who trained him at one point. He was training Adrian Dodson at one point as well, I think. So it's a bit confused as how he says that Josh Kelly is the best fighter he's ever trained. And again, I think they just say that just for to make you sort of want to be be part of the promotion. Like yeah. But it's not true. I don't believe it for 1 second. So that's crap. So put that to one side. The other crap I don't like to listen to as well is, oh, he's only been 4 rounds, or he's only been 6 rounds, and he's been knocking everybody out. Well, the caliber of the opponent you're fighting, there has been no boxer in history, any quality boxer, that has gone on and knocked everybody out. Arthur Patebio is an exception to rule, but even he has had to go 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 rounds. Do you know what I mean? He's had to go distance. So when people talk about, he's not. He's had to go rounds. He's knocking man out in the first round and knocking man out in the second round. Oh, he's only done eight. He's only done 8 rounds or altogether in his whole career, and like that's because he's fighting the kind of caliber of opponents he's fighting, which are piss poor and you know. So why do we go down that road? Why do commentators go down that road? Oh, he's blowing all the opposition out. Ooh, I mean, this is stuff that we expect him to do at a level. At a level, everyone blows people out at a level. Do you understand? But there's some things that I don't care who you are. I don't care if if you're amateur, you've had an Olympic gold medalist. Obviously that does give an exception to rule, but you still the intangibles you cannot escape, and the intangibles are can you take a shot? Can you take a good punch? What's your stamina like? What are you like when you're backed up and put under pressure? Can you come back from a round after being dazed? Can you come back in a fight that you're being outboxed? Can you come back in a fight when a guy's taking your best shots? You know, and those are the things. Then after you come through those things, then I can say, yeah, yeah, you are. Do you know what I mean you're on your way? But for me, you can't just come out and start talking that crap. But he's this and he's that. And no, he's a good decent fighter. They have to create narrative and narrative sells. Absolutely agree with you. Yeah, I understand narrative sells, but unfortunately, narratives are in this era. Narratives are built as the truth, and you got to remember now people are selling narratives to products that are not even half decent. Where is who said that? Where's what? Where's camera? Oh, I haven't got my camera on tonight. So I want to do this. Sometimes I like doing this without the camera, so you can just hear my lovely raspy voice instead. But as I was saying, I think narratives are cool if the commentary is unbiased, and unfortunately, the commentary is biased as hell, and that doesn't help. Particularly if you're young and you're trying to get into sport and understand the sport. These narratives people believe. I agree. It's just what Sky have always done. Yeah, I know. But yeah, but people getting into boxing and doing and the narratives are not good for young boxers either. Narratives are not good for young boxers either because they believe the narratives. It's not only the fans that believe the narratives, the boxers start to believe the narratives. That I can jump tall buildings in a single bound. I can punch holes through walls and I'm indestructible. You start to believe you're on hype, and then you come up against a guy that say like tonight. I saw Adam Azim, right? I swear I didn't watch the beginning of the fight. I tuned in to the last 3 rounds because I actually thought this guy was going to take him the distance. I really did. I was unbeaten, and he took him the distance. And I'm watching this guy in the later rounds here. I'm watching him throw the same punch, same combination 3 times over. I'm seeing him leave himself open, exposed. He's got legs wide apart. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm not criticizing the kid now, right? But he's making a lot of fundamental errors. He's got his left arm dangerously low, and the right hand can come over the top, and he pulls straight back from punches, which is good when you've got reflexes against a guy who hasn't got the skill set. But you see, the problem is that that's the only way you can box. It seems to me, as you move up against guys that are not coming for the payday or to protect your narrative, right? And we've all seen it. You know, those things he's doing now, that stuff he's getting away with now, hands down by the side. It looks pretty, it looks good, it looks like, he looks the business. But we all know when you stop moving up in class, we know now that Azim doesn't punch as hard as everyone is talking about. Now we move up in class, you know, are going to meet guys who are going to walk you down, double up the jab on you, do you know what I mean? And obviously walk through your punch power and hit you back with shots. That's what we're going to find if Azim is as good as advertised. We call him a special talent. Well, we'll see. At least at the moment, they're not doing the car crash career mode with Eddie Hearn, where he says, "Oh, we've all got to get tested," and then throw you in with, you know, some guy who's unbeaten record with like 30 fights and 28 KOs, and he says, "Oh yeah, you got to step up now," and you get absolutely get drowned. At least that's not happening in boxers so far. Oops. That's not happening in boxers so far, and I don't think there's dumbs to do that. And they're actually looking to build a stable as opposed to uh, getting rid of fighters because they've got too many of them. That's what people are saying. Raspy. These comments. Let me read these comments, sorry, please. Live chat. I want to see all the chats. Let's see here. It's the Barry Hearn philosophy. Create the story, this hype. Then when it starts crumbling, cash out. Evening room. Good evening, Leif. Good to see you in the house as always. He says, I'll be interested to see how boxing historians look back at this era and the mistakes that seem to be hurting prospects and the sport itself. Yeah, well, again, let's get another one here. Adam Smith absent again. Yeah, I think Adam Smith has got some. Let's say he's got some personal issues that he's dealing with at the moment. Don't know what the personal issues are, but obviously they're personal. Maybe his personal issues and Tommy Fury's personal issues are being dealt with at the same time. Unlikely, but who knows? Anyway, back to it. So they're intangibles. Can you take a shot? Yeah. Can you fight under pressure? What's your technique like? So you're building this man up, you're building this boy up, and and can you keep your head? Another thing is big thing. Can you keep your head when everyone's praising you? Can you keep us, your head focused? Those are the things I'm concerned about with Azim. He's a good guy, good looking guy. He's walked street and all these girls are, woo, Adam Azim, Adam Azim. It happens with not just Adam Azim, it happens with all young fighters. In fact, his brother's career is under the radar because they don't rate him as much. They don't want to say it, but they don't rate him as much. But his brother is probably going to benefit from that because he won't be in the limelight as much. So all the pressure's on his bro. So yeah, and it was quite and seeing and the brothers, the twin brothers that I used to coach in cricket in Slough. Yeah, those both boys. One was always a little better than the other, and one was a little bigger than the other as well. I think the other one was maybe a year or two younger. I think maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah. Anyway, so my thoughts on Adam Azim is yeah, he went the distance. Again, I wasn't the last 3 rounds. I want to see if he could be creative. He's throwing the same shots over and over again. He's open to get countered. I don't. I'm not too convinced on that defense at all, and I just want to see him take a good punch. If he can take a good clean punch from somebody who's noticed a punch, he can take it. I can become more of a believer, but I remain skeptical for 2 reasons. Because if he gets hit on the chin and the legs go, well, that's the end of all that special talent talk. And the second thing is, it's like Khan. Khan was great, fast hands, all that stuff until he got clipped. And then when Khan got clipped, we all knew that was the beginning of the end for Khan, wasn't it? Because once he got clipped on the chin, we knew he couldn't take a shot. It was a bit chinny. Then it was only a matter of time before he fought somebody who had a bit of power on him and was willing to come forward and land some good shots. Because that's what it is, really, isn't it? It's just Tommy and Adam are teaming up. Who would you want to see? Who would you want to see him punch him clean? Breeze Prescott. Yeah, there you go. The Breeze Prescott situation where they brought Prescott over. I think he was set up though. Khan brought Prescott over, but the problems with Khan come before then. You if you go back, there was the Willie Lemon fight. There's Michael Gomez fight. So you have to see how Azim fights a guy who can fight well on the inside. You know, that's what it is. What weight is Adam Smith? Um, I'd say Adam Smith would be around featherweight or super featherweight. Super featherweight. Yeah. So that's my thought on Adam Azim. We see who a guy that's going to be able to double up the jab, get him on the inside, work his body, rough him up, and see how he handles that. You know, um, Ryan Charlton would have been an interesting test if Ryan Charlton actually boxed that game plan because we know Ryan Charlton can punch, but you got to come out with no game plan. You just want to come rushing out and then you walk straight onto shots. What do you expect? Anyway, so that's my thoughts on Adam Azim. Um, I'm not on the hype train. I wish him all the best, any young fighter, but not for me, not yet. That's one will the expression is suck it and see. Maybe that's not the expression I should use. Maybe I should try something else instead. The proof is in the pudding. I don't really use those cliche sayings. Um, or another person will say, "Give it time." But let's just see. Time will tell with Adam Hazim. I will stay very much reserved. Hmm? You see, it's a big Asian community, yeah, and you've lost Khan. Who's the other guy? There's Khan. There's somebody else as well. You had Khan. You had Prince Patel. He pissed a lot of people off, so he's out. And then, in terms of the Asian community now, you had Ali, um, Cash Ali. But he's a heavyweight. He's kind of gone quiet. So the next one up, you've got the Azim brothers. So well, particularly Adam, he'll have a strong Asian community behind him. And, once you've got that and you build his career right, he'll be a ticket seller. He'll be a ticket seller. So you can see the business there. He's a good looking guy. If you match him right, not match him too difficult, and keep pulling the hype behind him, and then sell out. It's got, Asian community will come out and support their own, They will come out and support. They'll come out and support him for sure. And, you've seen it before. There's another guy as well that boxed on the, I haven't seen him lately. The guy that boxed on the show, the guy that beat Ryland Charlton, actually, in that, he seemed a pretty decent fighter as well. He's from Bradford or something like that. Bradford or Leeds or Hull or one of them plays Yorkshire way. Good fighter, good fighter. In fact, I think he's more talented than Azim, but he seems to have gone quiet under the radar. He seemed really talented. He actually looks a bit like uh what's his name, Richie Sunak. He looks a bit like Sunak actually. He looks like Richie Sunak. I don't know who the guy's name is, but yeah, check him out. He's a good fighter. He beat Ryan Charlton, and he's more talented than Azim. Maybe a little old, but he's more talented, and he's Asian too. And he's got a good community behind him, backing him as well. So yeah, so I can see the angle they're using with him and ticket seller, and I can see it. I can see where they're going with this, and now he's topping the bill, so you can see where they're going with this. If you can't see where they're going with this, then you don't really understand the boxing business. But yeah, that's what they're going to do with him, and that's fine. Um, so they have to be careful how they match him now, because the sort of style he's got the sort of style that is open to getting nailed one shot and going over. Willie Lemon didn't, his towel throwing the towel, and Mickey Van, let me go back here. Yeah, they did that because Khan was in trouble, remember? Are you impressed with the zone schedule? Well, I'm not a big DAZN fan, but I like the fact that I'm not a big Katie Taylor fan either. Um, you're my favorite YouTuber. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Van ignored it. Ingram, mind wandering tonight. Of course, Kid Galahad. Nah, nah, nah. I think I'm not sure. Big Cash Alley. Yeah. Kid Galahad. Well, I don't know if he connects the same way. I don't. I don't think he connects the same way. Look at Khan. Look at um, Prince Nazim Ahmed. But he's no agent, he's Arab. But look at how they connect with their communities. And Adam Azim seems to have that as well. And the other guy, that guy was on the light. He beat Adam Charlton, Ryan Charlton. Please find his name for me so we know who it is. He's a prize fighter. Kiko was good, but he got bashed up by Kiko. He did. He did. But I don't think he was promoted right. I don't think he was managed right. And he had tons of inactivity and the stuff about the drugs as well. It was Galahad got caught with the PEDs as well, I think. And then he was mixing it with Billy Joe Saunders. That can never be a good thing. Billy Joe Saunders, I like Billy Joe Saunders. He's a cool dude. Unfortunately, some of the things he says and does ain't so cool. But yeah, but he's listen. I can see why people kind of like chill out with Bolt because he has got a real kind of like he's a funny guy. You know, he's got a good personality, but unfortunately, some of the things he says and does, you don't really want to be kind of like associated with. And I think Giga was associated with him, wasn't he? That didn't help, didn't bode well. So yeah. Anyway, moving on. Zach Chelly. Looking at him fight tonight, somebody with a Danny Garcia type of style will be kryptonite for Azim. Yep, good right, blue collar. They need to take time with him, iron out his defensive flaws. Yep, bang on there, mate. Bang on the money. Solomon's reminded of bullies at school. Yep, yeah, that's about right. Is that right? Personally, it was. I feel so for God. He was a constant person and lived in the gym, apparently. Well, everyone lives in the gym, don't they? Now, Anthony Joshua's living in the gym now, isn't he? It's just things to say in it. Whether it's true or not, I don't, I don't. There's a lot of bullshit I don't believe no more. He's a consummate pro. He's always in his gym. I don't believe some of it. If a guy's in the gym, well, that's what he's meant to do. He's a professional. But then you bang on about, oh, he's a consummate, not you, but you bang on about, oh, he's a consummate pro. He's in the gym all the time. Where else is he meant to be? On the farm? You're doing your job. It's like footballers who can't take penalties. Like, you're paid to put the ball in the back of the net. That is your job. Like, people don't say doctors. They don't go, you know, he's a doctor. He's in the hospital all the time. Or I don't flipping know. I don't know. Pilots. He's always in the plane all the time. It's only boxing that comes out this rubbish that says he's a consummate pro. He's always in the gym. Yeah, well, flipping hell. I'm a cricket coach. I'm flipping always on the field coaching. What I mean, where else am I meant to be? You know, yeah, I'm a cricket coach. I'm constantly in the flipping in the clubs. You know, it's just like everyone said he lived like a monk. Yeah, I mean, it's some things you listen to, you think, really? You just step back from it a second. It's something I do want to talk about tonight. I'm going to do later. That Pele, it was always on the bloody pitch. Yeah, just like stuff they say, like, why are you telling me this? It's like when Conor Ben used to keep going, yeah, oh, I'm smashing it in the gym. I'm like, yeah. Or Carl Froch would go, yeah, I'm clocking all my hours in. I'm like, shouldn't you be clocking your hours in? I mean, that's what a professional would do. Like, you're just telling me that you're a professional, but I know you're a professional. That's why I'm paying to watch you fight. Like, I don't know. On the subject of Carl Froch, Zach Chelly, I think Zach Chelly is like the Poundland version of Carl Froch. He really is. He throws punches like Froch. He rabbit punches like Froch. He gets hit with punches like Froch. He throws his jab like Froch. He kind of headlocks like Froch. I've not seen a guy clinch and hold as much since Klitschko, since them days. Like, he's just ugly to watch. And the way he throws his shots is fine, but my word, the amount of times he got tagged and got clean on the chin, I'm like thinking, Jesus Christ. Why was Anthony Sims Jr. so hyped up years ago? Because he's the magician. Here today, gone tomorrow. Sorry. Oh, that was terrible. No, it's not good. I shouldn't say things like that. But yeah, I didn't. I watched the video. I watched the thing tonight. I watched the fight tonight, but on silent, watching his fights and like the other guy I watched tonight was Riddell. What's it? Riddell. What's his name? Riddell Riley. Watched him tonight, and I swear that guy Turk wobbled him or hurt him a few times in the fight. And he's another one that he's got that sort of David Hay first sort of career about him. He went David Hay for Carl Thompson, that David Hay, where he threw the big shots and knocked people out. But he seemed to me, before that fight was stopped, he came out the next round, he looked like he was blowing out his ass. Vidal Riley, with Riley Vidal or his name, he looked like he's blowing out his ass. He's got some nice little moves about him there, but he seems to me, from what I'm picking up, put the pressure in, walking back, keep throwing punches, walking back, making throw punches, keep coming, keep putting pressure on this guy. That's what I kept seeing. And like this guy Turk was fighting to a game plan, which was don't worry if he out jabs you, don't worry if he hits you big shots. Just keep walking forward in this guy. Keep walking forward in this guy. Like guys like Glenn Johnson would have been a nightmare for him. So I don't know about Fidel Riley. I don't know about him, really. Because tonight, he looked really dodgy. Like, seriously dodgy. I know these are step up fights, but he did not look. Yeah, he cut the guy, he landed good shots on a guy who had absolutely no defense. But it's not that I'm concerned about. What I'm concerned about is how he's blowing out his ass. And I hate to think the fight was stopped. The cut was bad, yeah, but I've seen worse. I hate to think the fight was stopped because Riley was blowing out his ass. I'd hate to think that. Love Carl Thompson. Wish he could have gotten a great trainer early on in his career. Yeah, so I just, I don't know. I don't know about Del Riley. I don't know about him. I don't know about him. I think he's one of these guys that are going to be here today, gone tomorrow, like the magician. Uh, hey, bro, what cryptocurrency should I buy? None, because I don't have any advice on it. Vidal Riley gave me Anthony Tabiti vibes. He looks stylish, but without much substance. Not saying Tabiti is bad, by the way. Yeah, Blue Collar Sports is great for you to be joining us. Shout out to Blue Collar Sports. When you get a chance, do get across and subscribe to his channel. Listen, that guy tonight, that Vidal Riley, he looked shaky to me. He looked like he got buzzed as well. He looked like he got buzzed. Um, he seems to have all the moves there, but like I said, he reminds me of David Hay or even Nigel Benn. David Hay, Nigel Benn. When before Ben fought Watson, Ben was just an ignorant puncher, which he literally was back in the time. He was just going out swinging bombs and catching people. And Vidal Riley, remember what I said about him? Yeah, he was blowing out his ass for that fight. If you look at him, go back and look at the tape when he's coming out for the next round. He's like, I'm like, please, man, I need crypto money. If you need crypto money, then go on YouTube and then find out the best on crypto money. That's what my suggestion would be to you. Suggestion would be to you. I can't really suggest crypto money. I wouldn't do that. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to go on my channel in a moment and I'm going to talk about being in a cashless society. Why I'm saying that is because quite literally at the moment, I'm living in a cashless society. I'm going to talk about it on my YouTube channel in a minute. I'm not here, but I thought I would mention it because you're talking about cryptocurrency. And I thought, well, that was the reminder that I have to go and do it. Now you've just reminded me, you've inspired me to go and do my chat on the cashless society. And I can give you first-hand experience of what it's like to live in a cashless society. Yeah, I'm going to talk to you about it. By the way, do get across to my YouTube channel. I will need to keep a close eye on Vidal's fitness from now on. Please do. His fitness is what you need to do is not watch his fitness so much. Watch a guy that's going to have a good jab and push him back and take his shots and keep coming. That's the type of guy who's going to give Vidal Riley problems. So when you're looking at rounds 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, and the guy's still taking shots, there you'll see right there. See these guys that blow guys out in 1 and 2 and 3 rounds. Yeah, they go back to the gym and I think they're good, and that's fine. You're blowing guys out, but they can get delusional as well because they start thinking to themselves, I could blow a guy in 2 and 3 rounds. I don't have to train as much. I could blow a guy. I could rely on my punching power. I don't have to train as hard. I don't have to push as much. Start to cut corners. Which channel will this cashless be on? My name, Ingram Jones. Go on my channel. If you haven't already, subscribe to my channel. INGRAM Jones. Ingram Jones. There. That was the first ever YouTube channel. That was my first ever YouTube channel. Yeah. So get across and check that out. Please do. And of course, I've got my Ikrudu Community Cricket. It's got 1,000 subscribers. It's got ads on that channel. It's even got ads on my Ingram Jones channel as well now, to be fair. Every channel I've got has got ads on it, which is a success. But anyway, back to enough of the small talk. I will talk about the cashless society in a minute. But just to close, in saying that these guys had step-up fights tonight, which is good. And when you have step-up fights, you start to see if guys are really good and they have step-up fights, you don't see as much defensive holes. You don't see as much things to be concerned about. You're like, yeah, that's a good step-up fight. And he's done well. But when you see guys stepping up, and you're seeing cracks in their defense, or you're seeing step-up and their step-up fights, and you're seeing them puffing and puffing in a fight that is just a step up, not a world title fight, not for a title, just a step up, just a little step up, just to see what you're made of, just to see whether you're still worth investing in. Because I can tell you tonight, for sure, that guy who Vidal Riley was fighting, right? He was given instructions. He was boxed into a game plan. Don't worry, he's going to land big shots on you. Don't worry, he's going to, if that guy won't cut, because that guy didn't look like he was going anywhere, because he got hit with big shots and you kept coming. If that guy won't cut, I would like to see that fight in the next 2 to 3 rounds. I think we'd be having a different conversation. So, congratulations to Azim. You have gone the distance now. So, all the Sky pundits can go, wow, Azim got taken the distance. Wow, can you believe it? This prospect got taken the distance. Yeah, he's a consummate pro. He's always in the gym. Thank you very much for that. Early in Age's career, Peter Few was asking where he was learning by fighting so many boxers. So many boxers who put up a little resistance. Yep, that's what it's about. Thank you so much, Golgucha. Shout out to you all the time, man. You're always the man with the links. I'm going to call you the link man from now on. You've got to be the link man. The top video that comes up from that channel is Pastor Kisses Woman's Bottom on Beach. LOL. Yeah, that was back in the day when I was living in London, and I just had loads. I'm gonna start doing videos on that again. Look, not on that particular topic, but I'm gonna start doing them kind of videos again. That's when I first started on YouTube. Yeah, so there's quite a few of those videos out there. There's actually one with a pastor who said that his congregation was sheep, so he made them eat grass. Yeah. There's another one that said, he needed the Holy Spirit to work through these women, so he told them to come to church with no panties and bras on. Yeah. So what happened? Nothing happened. I had BWTM online. I had BWTM Sports. That's what happened, bro. Which is what you're watching now. So, yeah. And by the way, this channel only started because I was dared. It was a dare because somebody said I couldn't do it. So 3 million views later, I did it. Right, let me get out of here. I want to talk about that cashless society with you lot, because trust me, it's not a joke. It's dead serious. Was he a pervert? I don't know if he was a pervert, but I just think he just like women, and he just you know, and those women are just as dumb to believe in what he was saying. I mean, I mean these women, I don't understand. Did they have any like there was no men around them, no brothers no brothers or other sisters or cousins or like checking at work and say, ah, you know, my pastor's telling me to come to church with no knickers on it. You know, he's checking with a friend. Like, these people don't check in with a friend, just blindly just go and do these things. It's crazy. What man isn't a pervert with women? Well, I guess so. That's true. Right, let me get out of here before we start talking about perverts and women and pastors and Holy Spirit and knickers coming off and all the rest of it. Let me leave that on my other channel. Right, this is Ingram Jones signing out on BWTM Sports Gaming. Catch me on the other side on my channel. I'll be talking about a cashless society, and yeah, it's horrific. Catch you in a moment over on the other side. See you soon.